covering Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry. This is WJCL 22 Morning News. See us now.
Well, thank you so much for joining us at 6 o'clock on this Tuesday morning. I'm Chris Tatum. We will get to your news headlines in just a moment. First, though, a check of that certified most accurate forecast. And here's Jonathan Myers to give us just that on this Tuesday.
As we start the day off, Chris, we are seeing a nice start out there. No problems on a Tuesday morning. Dry, but may see a couple of showers begin to pop up closer to some of the beaches as we go through the next couple of hours. Already seeing a few showers well off to our east, but we will see showers and even a few thunderstorms firing up after lunchtime today. So what to wear out the door if you are headed to school this morning or work. Short sleeves and shorts. 92 where we'll top things off for highs. Umbrella will be needed for today because we'll see some showers and storms scattered about, especially after about 2 or 3 o'clock today. Even a few downpours will be possible. Time out those chances of showers and storms and Futurecast. We'll look ahead to the rest of the work week in less than 10 minutes.
Jonathan, thank you so much. Well, Georgia voters are heading to the polls today to make their final choices for which names will appear on the November ballot. WJCL's Emma Hamilton joins us live right now with more on today's runoff. Hey, Emma.
Hey, Chris, good morning. Well, here locally, there are still a few nominations up for grabs, including a couple of Chatham County Commission seats and the coroner. In that Chatham County Commissioner's race, Districts 2 and 5 still need a nomination, and then on a state level, State House District 163 and the 1st District congressional seat nominations will also be decided in this election. One of the most important things to note for today's runoff is that this election is only a Democratic runoff, meaning that if you voted Republican in June's primary, you have nothing to vote for today and do not need to show up at the polls. Now, if you didn't vote in the primary, you are still able to vote today. If you have an absentee ballot, it is too late to mail it, so you will need to come drop it off in the blue box outside of the Board of Elections on Eisenhower Drive by 7 o'clock this evening to make sure your vote is counted. Now, many polling places have had to change for this runoff election, and we have a complete list of all of those changes for you on our website at WJCL.com. Reporting live in Savannah this morning, Emma Hamilton, WJCL 22 News.
Emma, thank you so much. By the way, the polls open at 7 this morning. They close at 7 this evening. By the way, we have a reminder for you. You can count on WJCL for your full election coverage and result returns this evening, starting at 5 p.m. right here on WJCL 22 News and our website, WJCL.com. Now let's take a look at the latest coronavirus case numbers across both Georgia and South Carolina. First up, Georgia now reporting more than 219,000 cases statewide. That is 23,000 higher than just last Tuesday. And South Carolina health leaders now confirm more than 100,000 cases in that state, 7,000 more than just 1 week ago. Well, one of Chatham County's busiest coronavirus testing sites at the Savannah Civic Center will not be open today. That's because the Civic Center will instead serve as a polling site for today's runoff election. That testing site, though, will reopen tomorrow morning at 8:30. Well, people on Daufuskie Island can get a free coronavirus test today. Health leaders will open a drive-through testing site at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the Daufuskie Fire Department. Be sure, though, to call one of those numbers you see on your screen ahead of time to schedule one of those tests. Well, health leaders use something called contact tracing to determine who might have been exposed to COVID-19. But South Carolina health leaders say some people are now using the contact tracing concept to scam people. Well, they say real contact tracers only want to know where an infected person has been and who they might have come in contact with. They should never ask for personal information like security card, credit card, security or bank account information. They also should not ask about anybody's immigration status. Well, across the U.S. this morning, health leaders say a lot more children are now getting coronavirus, and that has them concerned. ABC's Rena Roy has more on this.
In parts of Florida Monday, thousands of students returned to the classroom, masks encouraged but not required. This as the American Academy of Pediatrics reveals COVID-19 cases in kids jumped by nearly 180,000 in less than a month.
Those numbers are a reminder that kids are not immune from this disease. They do get infected.
Meantime, in Chicago, Los Angeles, Miami, and Houston, students will begin the school year online.
Economy is recoverable. Education is recoverable. A lot of things you can recover from. What you can't recover from is death.
New York City trying its own hybrid method, with more than 700,000 students preparing for a combination of in-person and remote learning for now.
We are going to be looking like hawks at the numbers. And if the numbers of the positivity rate starts inching upwards, and if it gets to 3%, we will remote learn for the entire system.
The president has been pushing for in-person learning, insisting children are less susceptible to COVID-19.
They don't catch it easily. They don't get very sick. And according to the people that I've spoken to, they don't transport it or transfer it to other people.
Dr. Anthony Fauci also says reopening schools is a priority, but only if done safely.
There should be universal wearing of masks. There should be, to the extent possible, social distancing, avoiding crowds. Outdoors always better than indoors.
Schools are not the only thing up in the air. The future of sports is also uncertain, including college football. Officials are expected to make a decision today on whether to postpone or cancel the Big Ten fall season. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Thank you, Rena. Well, no surprise, the rising number of coronavirus cases has many Georgia teachers afraid to go back to school, and the Georgia Association of Educators now pushing state education leaders to put better school protection plans in place, like social distancing and mandatory mask policies.
I have heard the words from educators scared to death multiple times over the past month or so. We have educators who have pre-existing conditions themselves. We have educators who have family members with pre-existing conditions, who have very young children, who care for elderly parents or grandparents. We are asking teachers to risk their lives daily to a virus that is preventable, that we can control the transmission. And the measures that are being put in place are not measures that we know will prevent the transmission in our school buildings.
Well, right now, education leaders suggest but do not require students to wear masks. Well, starting today, workers will install new lights along Hilton Head Island's busy Yacht Cove Drive. An 11-year-old girl died after a car hit her 2 years ago as she crossed that road. And WJCL's Daniel Robinson joins us live from the Low Country right now with more about how that could affect your driving today. Hey, Daniel.
Hey, Chris, good morning. The town of Hilton Head Island says that the construction along US 278 will not be impacting people's morning commute. Now, the plans to install these lights at the intersection of Yacht Cove Drive were approved last year, but the town of Hilton Head says that construction was delayed after having to resend bids out for this project. This location will serve as a test site with the goal of making crosswalks on US 278 more safe. The town says this location is also near where 11-year-old Charlie Bobenchuk died after being hit by a vehicle 2 years ago while walking her dog. Since the accident, several community members have been pushing for change to area crosswalks because many of them don't have lights. The $105,000 project will include installing 7 light poles that will support 9 overhead lights. Once this pilot project is complete, the town says it will get community feedback and then decide if it's ready to implement to other crosswalks across the island. Now, the town says that contractors will have 60 days to complete this project. Live this morning in the Low Country, Dan Robinson, WJCL 22 News.
Daniel, thank you so much. Well, things are back to normal at the White House this morning after a tense situation during President Trump's daily briefing yesterday. ABC's Rena Roy has the latest on that.
This morning, new details in the officer-involved shooting that sent the White House into lockdown.
The suspect approached the officer and told the officer he had a weapon.
Police say a 51-year-old man threatened an officer before charging.
The suspect then turned around, ran aggressively towards the officer, and in a drawing motion, withdrew an object from his clothing.
Moments later, the Secret Service opening fire. President Trump, in the middle of a briefing on live TV, suddenly interrupted.
Excuse me?
Trump quickly whisked away to safety, reporters peering through the windows trying to piece together what happened. Outside, a chaotic scene. Officers sprinting to help with guns drawn, traffic diverted, bystanders blocked off, and EMTs rushing in. Secret Service sweeping the grounds in less than 10 minutes after the shooting began.
Do I seem rattled?
Trump back at the podium. The suspect was reportedly shot once in the chest, brought to the hospital in critical condition. Police say he never made it onto the White House grounds, and his motive has not been disclosed. The president saying the suspect did not mention him during the altercation.
It might not have had anything to do with me.
Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
All right, Rena, thank you so much. It is right now 10 minutes after 6 on this Tuesday morning. Up next, the latest on that deadly explosion that rocked the city of Baltimore, plus the video of the arrest of an 8-year-old boy causing controversy and now sparking a lawsuit. Here's Jonathan.
And as we start the day off, it is getting just a little light outside. We'll see some sunshine as we start the day, and also maybe that umbrella will be needed today because we could see a few thunderstorms out there this afternoon. I'll show you who may see a few downpours and Futurecast right after the break. But as we look live this morning in Savannah, temperature outside is 74. To keep up with the certified most accurate forecast throughout the day, you can do it for free. Just download our WJCL 22 News app.